Hey you, perfect soul. Let's continue with the creational story that I have not yet finished, since I have been on detours with feminine flow and parallels with Kabballah and the chakra system. But now back to order. The Demiurge and his Archons got jealous when they realized that their creation, Adam, were superior to them, and threw him into the lowest region of all matter, where they tried their best to keep him in ignorance. So we have traveled a couple of billion years or so from the monad and Barbelo to Sophia's mistake, and then the creation of a physical world with its clear divisions of good and evil. Some might think, well, how can the all, the Godhead, allow this? I personally think that is the beauty of the story. The Godhead doesn't only allow it, it is the experiences and expressions that are desired. It is all about the journey through valleys and mountaintops, experiencing good and evil, but finally, in appreciation of it all, only seek the divine. I am Sophia, PhD and author within self-help, spirituality, fantasy action, and sociology. In this video series, I will describe my personal revelations from the Nag Hammadi collection, which you can find online in a Gnostic library. In my channel, you will also find an older video series with summaries of Revelation of John. Like and follow if it feels authentic to you. In Gnostic cosmology, the Demiurge is the false creator. He has many names, like Yaldabaoth, Saklas, or Samael. But he's also called chief ruler or chief archon. The Demiurge is described as arrogant, ignorant, and blind to the higher spiritual realms. He believes he is the only God. The Archons are the rulers of the material world. They were created by the Demiurge to help him govern the material world. They embrace the illusion of the material world. They oppose spiritual awakening and try to prevent humans from discovering their divine origin. Adam eventually got offered a fruit by a snake, which Jesus explains was Christ, i.e., the divine version of him himself. In this version, Eve is actually created after Adam receiving the fruit. So she's totally innocent of tricking Adam in this story. And it is the sight of her that also helps Adam realize his own divinity. The couple gets stronger together and starts to withdraw from their creator. This made the Demiurge furious, and he decided to throw them out of the paradise. But before that, he decides to violate Eve. After he rapes Eve, he made Adam and Eve drink water of forgetfulness, and then he threw them out of his paradise. The Demiurge even regrets everything he has created and plans a flood with the Archons to get rid of all of creation. When the Demiurge realized the flood didn't kill everything, he and the rulers then tried another way to destroy for human beings, namely deceiving the women. At first they did not succeed, but when they changed themselves and brought gold, silver and metal, the women started to desire them. The whole world then became enslaved. The Demiurge violation of Eve represents the corruption of divine wisdom and the enslavement of the soul in matter. Eve's offspring, Elohim and Yahweh, reflects Gnostic views on the false creation and spiritual deception in the matter world. Elohim is associated with spirituality and goodness and represents the divine spark that still resides within the soul. Yahweh is associated with materiality and wrath and represents the Archon forces that rule the physical world. These two sons symbolically represents a duality, the conflict between spirit and matter, light and darkness, gnosis and ignorance. This version of the creational story was of course very provocative for Orthodox Christianity. But if we see it more symbolically, it is a fascinating story how ignorance and deception can create illusions that can never imitate the divine creation. This ignorance came first of all from divine wisdom, Sophia, who did not involve her counterpart in her exploration. And then the same ignorant force once again traps Eve and symbolizing pure consciousness in matter. But even though we are limited by physical, vulnerable bodies within a three-dimensional, fearful world, we do have two different paths to choose. There are always two paths you can choose: the good intention and the spark of truth, or the path of fear, judgment and jealousy. But you will always have access to the spark of Sophia, deep inside. And this we will discuss in the last video of this series. Like if it feels authentic to you. Bye.